All right, today we are diving deep into a film that, let's be honest, didn't just change the game for psychological thrillers. It really dug its claws into our culture. I'm talking, of course, about The Silence of the Lambs. We're not just going to rehash the plot, no. We're going to get into the really good stuff, that twisted, terrifying dance between a young FBI trainee, a genius cannibal, and the monster they're both after.
And right from the jump, the movie throws you and our hero, Clarice Starling, right into the fire. I mean, this line, wow, it is designed to shock you. But it's so much more than just a shocking line. It's basically the film telling you right up front, this is the world Clarice has to operate in. It's hostile, it's predatory, and this is just the very first shot fired in what's going to be a long psychological war for her.
So, the whole story really kicks off because the FBI is completely stumped. They're chasing this new serial killer and they're just hitting a brick wall. So, what do? They make a pretty desperate call. They figure, hey, to catch a monster, maybe we need to talk to one. And they send in a total rookie to try and get inside the head of a monster who's already behind bars, but is, a million times more dangerous.
And this really breaks down the massive power gap between them, right? On one side, you've got Clarice. She's just a trainee. She's smart, she's determined for sure, but she's also carrying all this baggage from her past. And then you have Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant psychiatrist, a master manipulator, and a cannibal. Even though he's the one in a cell, you just know he's holding all the cards. Their goals could not be more different, and that's what sets up this incredible, deadly game of mental chess.
And Lecter doesn't waste a single second, does he? He doesn't just look at Starling, he scans her. He picks apart everything, her good handbag, her cheap shoes, even the smell of her skin cream. This is not just him being rude or making small talk. No way. This is a full-on psychological attack. He's trying to tear down that FBI trainee's shield she's holding up and find all the little cracks he can dig into later.
So while Clarice is navigating this total minefield with Lecter, we have to remember, there's a real monster out there, a killer the papers have nicknamed Buffalo Bill. He's still active, still hunting, and that's the whole reason for this crazy setup. His crimes are the ticking clock that's forcing this very strange and very dangerous partnership.
And what makes this so terrifying is the pattern. The FBI knows they aren't just dealing with some random lunatic. No, this guy is methodical. He has a very specific, horrifying vision. The type of women he chooses, the fact that he skins them, even keeping them for 3 days, it's all part of some twisted ritual. And then there's that final, super weird clue he leaves with every single victim.
And this lays out just how cold and methodical his process is. This isn't a crime of passion, it's a project. You can see the steps here. Each one is completely deliberate. He's basically turning a living person into an object, just raw material for whatever his final twisted goal is. And that cocoon he leaves, that's like his signature, a final symbolic stamp on his work.
So this is it. This is Buffalo Bill's signature, what he stuffs into his victims' throats, the death's head hawk moth. And it is anything but random. Think about it. What do moths do? They transform. They go through a total metamorphosis, changing from one thing into something completely new. And that is the key to this whole thing. It tells us everything about what the killer wants. He's desperate to change, to transform into something else.
Now, Lecter, he gets it. He understands this psychology. He holds the key to figuring out who Buffalo Bill is. But getting information from someone like Hannibal Lecter, well, it's never going to be free. And the price he demands is pretty terrible.
He lays out the rules of the game very clearly. It's a trade, quid pro quo. I'll give you something, you give me something. But he doesn't want case files or FBI secrets. Nope. He wants a piece of her. He's hungry for her pain, her memories, her trauma. He wants to know what makes Clarice Starling tick.
And this is the price. Clarice has to give him the most painful memory she has. That horrible story about being a little girl, hearing the lambs screaming at the slaughterhouse, and trying so hard to save one, but she just couldn't. That moment, that's why she does what she does. It's why she's so driven to save people. And giving him that piece of herself, that raw, vulnerable memory, that's what finally convinces Lecter she's worth his time. She basically lets him perform a psychological autopsy on her.
Okay, so now everything gets kicked into a whole other gear, because Buffalo Bill's next victim isn't just anyone. He kidnaps a U.S. senator's daughter. Suddenly, the pressure is immense. The FBI is scrambling, and there's chaos everywhere. And who thrives in chaos? You guessed it, Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
And just watch how he plays this. It's absolutely brilliant. He sees how desperate everyone is, and he uses it. That slimy Dr. Chilton thinks he's making a deal with Lecter. Oh, he's just playing right into his hands. That move to Memphis, that's the opening Lecter's been waiting for. It's a less secure place, and it's the perfect stage for what he has planned. He completely flips the script and uses their desperation to engineer his own very brutal escape.
But here's the thing. Before he vanishes, he actually keeps his promise to Clarice. He gives her one last clue, hidden in the case file. But it's not a name or a location. It's something way, way more valuable. He tells her how to think about the killer. We covet what we see every day. He's telling her the answer isn't in some FBI database. It's about simple human desire.
So while the entire FBI tactical team is off raiding the wrong house based on some bad info, Clarice does something different. She actually listens to Lecter's advice. She ignores all the noise and goes back to basics. She trusts her gut and does some real detective work.
She starts digging into the life of the very first victim, which leads her to this guy, James Gump, who knew her. Now, she's not there with guns blazing. She's just following a hunch, asking some questions. She has absolutely no idea that she has just walked, all by herself, right into the lion's den. And then it happens. The moment where everything just clicks into place in the worst possible way. A single moth, a live death's head hawk moth, flutters by. And in that split second, everything changes. The friendly interview is over, the mask is off, she knows, and he knows she knows.
And boom, he flips a switch and the entire power dynamic just gets turned upside down. He plunges them into total darkness. This is his home turf. Suddenly, Clarice, the FBI agent, the one with the gun, she's the one who's trapped. She's the prey.
I mean, can you even imagine the terror? Everything she's been trained for, her weapon, her sight, it's all completely useless. She is totally blind, stumbling around in a world that he built, that he controls.
And what makes it a million times worse is that while she can't see a thing, he can see everything. He's got his night vision goggles on. He's just watching her, stalking her in the dark, savoring her fear. He's playing with his food before the kill. But right when he thinks he has all the power, he makes one tiny, fatal mistake. In that terrifying silence, there's a sound, a little metallic click. It's the hammer of his gun. And that is all she needs. Pure instinct takes over. She spins around and fires into the darkness.
And that's it. It's over. James Gump is dead. Catherine Martin is safe. Clarice went in the belly of the beast, honest terms, and she won. She finally did it. In a very real sense, she saved one of the lambs.
So she gets to graduate. She's a full-fledged agent. But the celebration doesn't last long. She gets a phone call. And it's a chilling reminder of the price of her victory. Because while everyone was focused on catching Buffalo Bill, another monster, a smarter, more dangerous one, slipped out into the world. The world is safer from one killer, but now it has to deal with Hannibal Lecter.
And that phone call leaves us with the film's final, haunting question. Lecter asks her, well, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming? And he's not really threatening her there. He's asking something much deeper. Did this win actually bring you peace? Or is your personal battle against, well, against the evil in the world, is that something that's ever really over? And it just leaves you with this incredible, chilling thought. Maybe for someone like Clarice, the screaming never really stops.